I was thinking about something along the lines of severed heads, starting with yours. So he asked the guy for help, then he put his head in the fish tank. That's the governor. Alright guys, I went through a little bit of a headache getting this set up. So I hope it turns out good, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I've seen a few unboxings, and we're going to do things a little different. I'm not rushing to get this out there first thing in the morning. I'm going to take my time with it and get it out there sometime today, because as long as you guys see it, it really doesn't matter when, because if you didn't pre-order this thing, it's going to be hard to get. This is the front, and it's a beautiful box. Side, the back, and the side again. Now, what I love about this box is it's actually the same size as the original one, or not the first one, which I have to upgrade to where the fish tank came from for the governor. So if you guys want to watch that, let's cut this guy open here. I know you can't see this, but we'll cut him open anyway. Alright. First thing we have that's not in any plastic, that's just out in the open, is The Walking Dead, the complete third season, matted. Really nice. I like that just as much as the Steelbook almost. That back is cool. Yep, they did the bros. And they did the same thing with the discs. The discs are actually the same as the Steelbook. Probably all the releases have the same discs. You know what? Let's the booklet's the same. We don't need to go through the booklet. If you've seen the Steelbook one, that's your instructions for the battery, whatever. Let's see what's back here, shall we? That's nice. They didn't make it onto a disc, but they were able to put them in the back here. Two best friends. Oh, it's Maggie and Glenn again. That looks like Carl and Lori will be finishing it out. Okay. So this is a nice... This is a nice booklet here. This is put together pretty nice. I like the feel of that. I don't know what it's called, but... Alright, let's get this puppy out. I forgot I'm not holding the camera, so I can actually move around a little bit more than usual. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's difficult to do this when it's a one-man show, but what are you going to do? When you open this up... Oh man, that's sexy. Waited months to see this. When you open it up, that's what you get. The Walking Dead. A little bit of weight to it. Nothing that's gonna surprise you or shock you. But yeah, there's a little bit of weight there. Okay. That is great. Now let's do the pieces, shall we? Alright guys, I took the tops off and I want to get these heads rolling. Look, they got little chunks of meat to put in the... Oh, sorry. I'm all the way over here, didn't even know where the camera was. Little chunks of meat to put in there. They look like live rotting flesh is in there, which is pretty cool. So let's get these heads out of here. Okay, let's go eeny, meeny, miny, mo here. What do we got here? Alright, we got one of the pets. Michonne's pet. I'm going to put him up to the camera in 1 second for finer detail here. We got this ugly Medusa looking one. Oh, look at that. That's most celebrities before they put their face on. Ah. Imagine banging like, you know, Britney Spears. You come home and the next morning she rolls over and she's like, alright, I won't do that shit again, guys. I'll forget the comedy. I'll go straight with the unboxing. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Look, they got springs on here. Probably to give it, you know, a floating appearance. But that is pretty awesome. Okay, so we have the pets. And look at this. Underneath, they even have, I don't know how well that's going to zoom in, but they even have, you can see like the arteries and, oh man, the spine. That's the throat. Windpipe or whatever. That is just great. I mean, this is easily worth $200 or $300. I would pay for this. Now, I only spent 98 bucks, and that was free money. This is basically free. If you watch this channel, you know I dumpster dive. So what I found in the dumpster the weekend before this release, I had a yard sale, and I made enough money to buy. This, we actually have 2 of these sets, so that's 200 bucks, and then 2 of the steel books, so it's another 60 bucks. But they're not all mine. One is somebody else's, one's mine, one is my girlfriend's, and then one is for me. Look at that. Say hello to my girlfriend. Alright, I'll stop. So guys, look at these heads. These are just amazing. Look at that. Well, we're going to do a quick pass over the heads. I mean, guys, these are amazing. Guys, so what you get is you get the little fish tank case. You get the 2 fish tanks. You get 2 packets of rotting flesh to float in the yellowed fish tanks. Actually, I forgot to talk about that. Look at these. They actually look as if a tiny little man was inside smoking and blowing smoke everywhere for friggin' 2 months while we waited for this release. So they're dirty looking. I mean, you could tell. See the white background? Look how. This is actually the first time I could tell how yellow they are with this white background. Look at that. So they're yellow to look dirty, and then you got the 5 heads. Amazing, amazing, amazing artwork. I want to show them in the sunlight real quick. I know. Alright guys, and now the fish tank, you don't have to worry about trying to remember what goes where, because they have 3 slots in the bottom one and 2 slots in the top one. So I guess you would want to open up your rotting flesh and put it in your fish tank. let's talk about before they fill up with water. That's going to be the two pets. It's a good amount of space in between there. They're kind of, and look at how they bounce. See that? I mean, the bounce is great. I think that adds tremendously to the realism of this thing. Look at how they jingle. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Anyway. But, and look at this. When you have it all done up, this one on the end here is kind of, you know, facing up a little, and you can just see the throat exposed there. Just amazing, amazing work. I mean, look at these things. And now, surprisingly, these lids seal on pretty good. So you get the water in there. I like the bubbles. They'll go away eventually, but I do like them. I wish they would stay. Some of them, at least. But yeah, I spilled a little bit of water. That wasn't even. That was because I was shaking this one to get the rotting flesh to move around a little. All right, so to be honest with you, it is pretty sealed off. The case is, anyway. From what I mean by the case is the discs are actually sealed off pretty good away from, you'll never get them wet almost from the water, so it's pretty safe inside there. Should we turn it on? No, these things are just great. They illuminate really well, where you can see that's really bright, and then off into the side the gore just gets shrouded by darkness.
So how's that, Daddy? Turn the light on? How's that? I turn the light on.
Alright guys, this is the Governor special. And they open her up, and you'll see this guy, and you'll see the Governor. The Governor gets his help, kill a zombie, and to move these fish tanks and set them back up at the Governor's house, in which at one point along the lines, I'm going to fill these tanks with the horrors. I'm going to make myself stare at them. I'm going to stare at them until it doesn't scare me anymore, until I'm used to it. And it's not hard to look at them until it amuses me. So, there you go. That's why he does the fish tanks. So, they talk a little bit more, and he says, well, I was thinking about something along the lines of severed heads, starting with yours. So he asked the guy for help, then he put his head in a fish tank. That's the Governor. Alright, now as far as a review, I love this thing. I never give anything like a 10 out of a 10. So I'm just going to have to knock like a point or two off. Just I'll say 9.8 out of 10. This is almost perfect. Now if you wanted to get these out, they're flush. If you want to get these out, in the back here, there's actually two holes, two circular holes. You just stick your hand back there, and then you give it a little push. There is a little lip there, so, but you give it a little push, see how it comes out, and then you can grab it and take it out. And I'll show you the little hole. See? So that's that. It looks great. I love the look of it. I love how you push the 3 for a button. I hate when you have something that's so nice and it's so just, they did such a good work on the detail, and all of a sudden there's this big red or yellow button. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants that? Like, look at this thing. Look at, you have AMC's The Walking Dead Season 3. No ugly button poking out of there. Alright guys, that's about the end of it. I know if I would have sat down in my head, I was going to script something really good, and in a few days I was going to come out with this whole, you know, the origin of the Governor fish tank thing. I just got too excited. I had the fish tank. I want to just, open it up and show you guys, and let's fill it up with water. Let's play with it a little. Turn the lights on. Let's, you know what I mean? Just slap each other. I don't know. But thanks for keeping me company. I hope you liked this video. And I have nothing more to say, really. So hit the subscribe button. Go to Target and buy this now. $30. Go.